Hey guys, what's up? You're a bit far back, that's because today we're doing something a bit different. We're going to be making some skittle vodka. So first thing is I'm going to run you through what you're going to need, because obviously if you don't have what you need, you can't really do it. First thing you're going to want, obviously, you're going to want some vodka. I'll go through sort of what vodkas to buy and what ones to look at a little bit later on. The next thing you're then going to need is obviously Skittles. If you don't have Skittles, you can't make vodka. Very obvious. You're going to need 2 jugs or containers of some kind you can sort of easily pour from. You're going to need a sieve of some kind, a funnel ideally to make things easy for you. You're going to need something either like a little muslin cloth to help with filtration, or coffee filters, something like that. It needs to be very fine in terms of material, otherwise it's not going to do double filtering your sort of vodka for you. And the last thing you're going to need are some bottles. Now, depending on bottles, there are a couple ways to sort of go. You can either do what I did, which I went onto Amazon and I bought 5 of these glass bottles, like 20 quid or something, and that's you sorted. Or what you can do is go out and buy your vodka. Not simply to say you pick your vodka, you go out and you buy the little bottles of it. You can then pour that vodka away, then put your Skittles and vodka in there and mix it up that way. But obviously then you have to find somewhere to put that spare vodka. So this way you can put your Skittles in here, your vodka in here, you've already got bottles for your vodka. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to run you through the starting steps, and I'll get you guys your own Skittles vodka. Now what I've got 5 different ones here, different bottles. That's obviously you've got 5 different colours of Skittles, so I want colour for each bottle. You can do as many as you want or as little as you want. So first thing we're going to do though is get these cleaned and washed, sterilised even. Now with these obviously, if you buy it so you've got the little vodka bottles filled with vodka, you don't really need to worry too much about cleaning it out, to be honest. It's only when there's something like this that you brought online or from a shop you want to look at cleaning, just to make sure. I mean, to be honest, it's not an excessively important thing in terms of sterilisation, because vodka, when it goes in, that's going to kill any germs and bacteria that are in there. But this is also a good point to check that all your bottles are watertight. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour some water in here, some hot water in here, shake it up a bit, let you guys see that, and you can check that it's waterproof. And then we'll go on to the next step, which will be sorting our Skittles. Okay guys, so what I've done is I've built some water up in the kettle and poured it into here, put the lids on obviously. Now it's what you do, and you just give them a shake, and obviously it's not, this looks ridiculous, it's on the camera. Anyway, you want to shake them up, make sure the water gets everywhere. It's not overly important, it's just kind of to give them a good clean, make sure there's nothing growing in there or bacteria wise. It's not overly important again, because just obviously you're putting in there a high concentration of sugar and a high concentration of alcohol, which means it's pretty much going to lid right on this one, which means it's basically, any bacteria that are in it are going to die. So once you put your lids on, just hold that upside down for a couple of seconds to check that they are watertight. Because obviously if they're not, that's going to be a problem for you, particularly later on when you're trying to store them or whatever. So yeah, I just put some hot water in here. It'll kill off any bacteria. It'll wash the bottles out. Again, if you already brought some Skittle, if you already brought some vodka, you don't need to worry about this too much, and that's because obviously you've already got a bottle that's been cleaned by whoever made your vodka. So far, all of them have worked. Hopefully this one will, so I'll be stuck doing one colour less. Yep, all watertight, all sorted. So now what you can do, you can drain this away, and we can get on to the next bit, which will be sorting out our Skittles. First you'll need probably 5 little bowls, or to me it's just 5 piles, it doesn't matter. So I'm going to drain this off, and then we'll get on to sorting our Skittles. Okay guys, so now we're on to the pretty much the most boring bit, and that is sorting out your Skittles. I'm obviously not going to show you all of this, because that would be boring as hell, not just for me, but for you. But I'm going to talk to you guys about how to actually make sure you're doing it right, and that's because from personal experience, people are idiots when it comes to actually doing this. So the first thing you want to make sure you do is, you've got 5 colours here, obviously. Don't mix your colours, and if you do, mix colours that go together. In other words, like you can mix, yellow and green, you can mix red and orange. Don't mix anything other than that, and that's because it doesn't end up at all nice. It'll taste nice, but it will look like absolute crap, and that's my personal experience there. We had the first time me and my friends made skittle vodka was at a party, and my friend brought some skittles, brought some vodka, and he said, "Oh hey, let's do it." Okay, so that's all the yellows done already. So basically, he shows up to the party, has skittles, has vodka, starts to make skittle vodka, and basically what he does is he gets this jug, puts every single skittle in the bottom, or something like half the packet, and he just pours in the vodka. Now, if any of you remember from school and art classes when you would just go and mix all the colours together, it comes out brown. Same thing with skittles. He mixes all together and it turns this horrible brown, sort of gravy coloured, and it tasted alright. It tasted like you had a mouthful of skittles. Wasn't too bad, but obviously it looked absolutely grim. So you really don't want to do that. And again, you want to make if you're going to mix up colours, make sure you stick to ones that are similar. In other words, red and orange, yellow, green. Those ones will be fine to do. Anything else you're kind of just asking for trouble. And then one of the things you're going to be doing with filtration is you have to do it, because obviously when you'll see when these go in, the first thing that happens is that the shells just sort of dissolve, and with the shells dissolving, they float right to the top, and you get this sort of layer of scummy crap, for lack of a better term. And obviously you don't want that. I'm actually going to finish sorting these out whilst I'm talking about this. It's all good. But yeah, so you don't want to sort them out. You don't want to miss the filtering. You need to filter it a lot, to be honest, to get a decent sort of filtration. Because that layer on top is pretty grim. It's just the shells. It doesn't taste particularly nice because all the colour and flavours were taken out of the shell and put into the vodka. So I would ask you to do that. Obviously you can ignore that, but it will look particularly grim and you won't have much fun. So there you go. I've actually managed to filter these all out, which is quite quicker and easier than I thought. So now we're going to go to the next stage. Bottle, funnel. There we go. Quick and easy sorted. You can put these in without. Oh, yes, it hasn't worked. Last time I didn't use a funnel, but yeah, skittles aren't going to be going through here. I'll use that for vodka later. It's got stuck. Awesome. There we go. See, all sorted. So I'll put 3. So that's 10 skittles in it. Obviously, that's not that many. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it here. I'll fill all these bottles up with the skittles, and I'll hop back to you guys. Okay, guys. So I put the skittles in here. There's about 30 in each one, give or take. I ended up just taking all the skittles and putting them in here. Obviously, in terms of this, it depends. In terms of how many skittles you put in there, it goes down, to be honest, completely how sort of strong you want the skittle taste and the colour to be. So what we're going to start off doing is basically just pouring in your vodka. I'm going to pour it into a jug and then into here, so it'll be a bit easier. Bear in mind, whenever you pour it in here initially, you will need to add more later, and that's because obviously the skittles here are displacing some of the vodka you would be putting in there, so you'll be needing to add some more later. But these aren't particularly liable, these are, I can't remember. So pour them in, and just fill it up-ish, the colour's already starting to filter off in. I'm not sure if you guys can see that. It's starting to already turn orange. The shells are already starting to dissolve. This is a very quick thing, to be honest. So let's pour this all in. Miss A says to properly do Skittles work. You're not supposed to, sort of mix it in anything else. Now in terms of vodka, again, obviously there are a billion different bloody brands of vodka to use. You got your top end ones, your low end ones, your medium ones. I would say for Skittle vodka, your best sort of bet would be to go for a medium range one. Obviously, if money was no issue, and maybe for you, but I'm not willing to do this, you just I would go out and buy bottles of Grey Goose, £40 a bottle here in the UK, pretty much. Obviously, I'm not really going to go out and spend £40 per bottle just for some Skittles vodka. But you could if you wanted. What I would say is go out and buy a medium one in the medium price range. And it's obviously the low one's going to be a bit rough. I wouldn't personally suggest taking. They tend to taste kind of rough and grim. Taking a medium run like the ones I'm sort of using here, you're sort of guaranteed. That's jokes on my face. If you go for a medium one, you're not going to be spending too much, but you'll be guaranteed a relatively decent one. So I'm pouring all of this in. Okay, just ready to go. You can already see that the colours are kind of getting drawn off. Those are just done. Tiny amount of vodka. I don't want to get rid of it. I don't want to. Let's pour it back in here. There we go. I'll finish stuff later. Okay, so now what you've got your vodkas and sorry about that. Your vodkas and your Skittles in one. As you see, the colour is already not so much in a red one right now, but you'll see in a second. Best thing to do now to put your lids back on, or the containers or whatever you're going to be using. So if you slam these back on, I'll show you the next step to get yourself started. This is probably where it starts getting easy. It's a bit more time consuming after this. This is the one thing I would probably say about Skittle vodka, is that it does get a little bit time consuming if you want to be doing proper filtration. So now we've got obviously our 5 bottles, lids on. I would just give them a good shake. And obviously this will help get the colours out, mix all the vodka around, start getting it all over. And as you can see, that's already much nicer. The red one's a pretty good one. There's not much colour in there to do, but obviously there you can already see straight away that sort of goes. Again, in terms of filtration, this is obviously a bit of a pain, because all the Skittles will stick to the bottom of your glass. There you go, you can already see that, that's much nicer already, and obviously, there we go. But yeah, so when you're doing your filtration, you will need to put just like a little thin metal stick or something just to poke down the bottle and get into the bottom, because as you see there, they've all stuck to the bottom, so you need to shake them off and just sort of ensure that they don't get stuck sitting there. Otherwise you could quite possibly just pour yourself a shot at some point and end up having a mouthful of Skittle. And we've eaten them before, you get quite fucked quite quickly, really get enough, because they're tiny little balls of sugar infused with vodka. So there we go. That's the first stage of the Skittle vodka, and you see we've got 4 flavours. Now what I'm going to leave these for a couple of hours, and in those couple of hours what's going to happen is all the shell is going to dissolve, the Skittles themselves are going to dissolve, they'll the waste bits, the scum bits will float up to the top and it'll sit. The vodka is obviously going to get infused with the colour and the taste. The colour you can see quite quickly. And that's about it for now. What I'll do is I'll show you guys it later when I start doing it again, when I start doing the filtration. And then we'll hopefully get some skittle vodka sorted. I'll see you guys when I next start doing this. Okay guys, just a quick update. For the skittle vodka, what you do is you want to put them away just somewhere like there where you see them a lot. Every couple hours or so, you can just go pick one up, give it a quick shake to help the the mixing process, ensure that all the skittles in that are mixed up with vodka. Just put them somewhere where it's not too hot, not too cool, out of direct sunlight really. Yeah, that's basically to sort of do that. Hey guys, so the skittle vodka has been sat here for about an hour and a half now. I've just given them a quick shake. As you can see, the colour's coming off quite well in all of them. In terms of gunk, you can still see the bits sort of floating up there, but in terms of it, the shell and stuff, it's coming off quite nicely. So I'm going to leave it overnight, and tomorrow I'll start the filtration process. And this is because I want to make sure all the colour and the flavour is properly infused. But yeah, I'm going to give them a shake sort of every couple hours or so. But I've been here for about an hour and a half, 2 hours, and you can see they're coming on quite well already.